Hello, I'm Ben Bamboozle and back camping as usual. So I've got a car full of stuff. If you watched my last vlog, you'll know that we stayed at Haven, at Seaview Haven near Weymouth in Dorset, and we wanted to stay an extra night, but unfortunately I think they basically closed the campsite down because it's now Monday, kids are going back to school. And they said they were full, but I don't believe that because basically everybody was packing up and the campsite was empty. So we've booked a campsite just up the road on Pitch Up. It's called Chalk Meadow. I'll leave the link in the description. 25 quid for the night, basic field site. But I believe we're the only ones on here apart from this one other tent in this field, and there's toilets and showers just there. And then there's another tent just behind that hedge there. But I think I'm going to set up this side. He did say that it's nice, and I've just spoke to the owner, who sounds like a very nice guy, Jim. He said that it's nice in the triangle there, but the grass feels like it gets the sun more on this bit. So I think I'm going to set up here. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've just basically chucked all the stuff in the back of the car because Atlanta and Izzy are still at Haven. They're going to go swimming and use the facilities there. Then I'm basically going to throw the tent up and go back and join them and have another day at Haven. So the title of this video, I'm going to show you how we keep warm at night, because I've got some gear that helps us. We have a very, very comfortable night's sleep in our tent, even when it is a little bit chilly, although it is absolutely gorgeous today, so that does help things. So I'm going to get the tent up. I've basically just packed away at Haven, driven 2.5 miles up the road, and I've got to put it all back up again, which seems a bit of a faff. But I didn't put any of it back in the bags, which meant that I packed away in about half an hour. It's surprising how long it takes putting tents and sleeping bags and air mats and chairs and tables and everything in all the bags. It takes up most of your time, you realise. So I've just chucked it all in the back. It has completely filled the back of the car, which is okay because it was only me that needed to get up here. But I will have to pack it nicer going home so as we can fit Izzy and Atlanta in the car to get home again. So anyway, I'm going to crack on with getting the tent up and go back and join them at Haven. That's the fly sheet out the bag and the ground sheet down. That's the inner part of the tent you see there, and there's just 3 poles that go in this tent, so 2 across the top sort of to form an X, and then 1 for the archway. So I'll put the 2 across the top and get the tent up and staked down, and then get the archway one in once I've done that. I'm actually now just looking at the wind forecast and thinking that I might be better that side of the hedge, because it's blowing from this direction and it is a bit gusty. It's going to get to like 25 plus miles an hour, so I don't know. It might be better in the other field. He did say the triangle's nice, and if the owner says that something is worth looking at, it's probably worth looking at. The only thing in the other field is it doesn't get the sun as much as this one because it's wet on the grass and dry on the grass this side. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to swap places to behind the hedge, because if there's one thing that you don't want when you're camping, it's wind and rain as well. But especially in terms of keeping warm, it can even be psychological that when the tent's nice and still and calm, you have a much better night's sleep than when it's blowing about, because I just lay awake worrying about it. Top's off, it's boiling. That's the main frame up. We're just going to put the archway in now. You know, like some days when you pitch the tent and it just goes perfectly, and it seems to be absolutely perfect. It's not one of those days today. There was a gust of wind and nearly took me in the tent with it. But I think it's okay. We're only staying one night, so I'll get the porch up now. The porch, very posh, and get that staked in. Then get the inner tent inside. Chuck all the bits in, I think. Switch the self-inflating mat on, and then leave it, I think. Or make a coffee as well, important. So that's the inner tent all up and inside. Just secures on those little toggles on there. So that's our sleeping area in there. Well, that'll do for now. Coffee is made. Gonna head back to Haven now to see Atlanta. That's just a little look at the outside of the tent. This is the field that we are in for tonight. I've just met the owner, Jim, lovely guy. Proper old farmer sort, with West Country accent. is saying his reviews on PitchUp are fantastic. He's 10 out of 10. So he's like been rated as one of the best campsites in the West Country, or the best in the West Country, I think he said. So it just goes to show only basic facilities, but he said the shower's lovely. He keeps the toilets and everything spotless, and it's just if you keep it all looking good, that's how you get good reviews. And it is he's just put in for planning permission to have longer days. I think he can do, he's had it extended up to 60 days, but he's getting planning permission to be like a proper caravan site, because I think you can do 28 days without planning permission. So he's just trying to get that at the moment, but it's an area of outstanding natural beauty it's in, so it's not easy, but he thinks he's going to get it. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be bigger and better next year. I'm sure he'll make this. He said it's his 3rd year, and he keeps improving it bit by bit every year. So I'm back at Haven with T Wizard in Atlanta.
We've been swimming.
Yeah, and now they're having a fry-up. And they've won. We were collecting the tokens from the 2p machines, and we've won.
We had over 100 to go this morning. Me and Izzy, luckily, with all the leftover money, we managed to get the final tickets.
So we've got these LED string flamingos to hang up in the tent.
No, outside.
Oh, outside the tent. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a diner in here, doesn't it?
Like a what?
Diner in your video.
Yeah, we're in the like entertainment complex area, so the arcade's just there, the swimming pool's in here, the show bar's in here, Papa John's is in here, basically everything's in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's gone very, very quiet. I've got a feeling everybody's not there.
Have you walked down there? We should walk down
Yeah, we're going to have a look.
gone.
Yeah, we'll see if it's, I think it's going to be, it's dead outside. Yeah, we're going to have a look. So this was where we were staying at Haven, and we just walked down and had a look, and it's all now closed up. The site is dead, and I think basically that was a lie that they told us about being full. I think it's just that it was the end of the summer season, and now basically they're gone into their their down bit now. That's it, it's all over, which is typical with the weather getting absolutely, this is the nicest and warmest it's been for a long while. But obviously the kids have gone back to school, or going back to school, and that's it. Anyway, hopefully I can now still get into the showers, because I want to go and use the showers and freshen up. Hopefully the code still works. You have like a key code to get in. So we decided to leave Haven because it seemed very much closed. So we've come to Weymouth for a little look round. Lovely clear water down by the marina. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's so weird, isn't it? Kids have gone back to school and nice weather. Well, some have gone back. 2 days. Izzy goes back in 2 days. Or starts school, actually.
Starts school?
Yeah.
Mum, what goes in the sea?
There's probably crabs in there.
Where?
In the water. Look at this shop front up here. Sutton. Having a little look around the fairground rides on the seafront. I haven't been to Weymouth since 2012. We've got the sand sculptures over there. We're going to have a look at those in a sec. So here's the sand sculpture. King Charles. Obviously done for the coronation. I think they have a whole exhibition somewhere, is it? Where is it? Oh, it's here, isn't it? Look. Sandworld.co.uk, look.
Kids
They got
up to
aerial.
4 and under are free.
Yeah. Open daily, 10:30am.
Look.
Here's the snail ride. These have been here for years. You should go on the snails, really.
Mum, I want to go on that ride.
They've still got donkey rides here as well.
What is that ride?
25 degrees.
We don't really have this round our way. They've kind of knocked all of the seaside life out of Brighton and Weymouth.
It's 25 degrees, the
Is
sign
it?
says over there.
Wow, it's a bit like Benidorm then, isn't it? So they've got more rides down here as well. They've got the Helter Skelter and It's got a hooker duck in the bottom. It's Spencer Hall's areas over there. And he's from Nottingham, so he's a long way from home. They've got a set of churro planes down there, apple coaster by the looks of it. And there's the Punch and Judy booth, but not open today. One of the main attractions of Weymouth is its lovely sandy beaches. He's enjoying playing in the beach, aren't you, Lindsay?
Yeah, look at
What you
this
found?
little teeny stone.
What is that?
A little teeny stone.
Oh, you got all the stones. You found stones on a sandy beach.
Look, I found a big one.
Yeah.
This medium one.
So it was so nice. We just thought we'd come back and chill out at the tent, really, and make the most of the weather. We've been to Asda and bought all the stuff for barbecue. Couldn't get charcoal. As soon as it gets to September, trying to get hold of the charcoal. I use those bags that you just light. You can get briquettes at a lot of places, but I hate those briquettes. They're absolute rubbish. So we had to go to B&Q, and I managed to find, they only had a couple of bags left, so I got a bag. So I've got all the bits and pieces, and Izzy's got a new scooter. She's just playing with her frisbee over there in the field. What's Atlanta doing? She's got a Schleer. She's trying to open the bag, and yeah, I'm going to open a beer. Lovely.
Here.
You're here. So, Izzy has got, what you got?
A scooter.
A scooter, yeah. You never had a scooter before, have you? They got a range in the middle of Weymouth, and we went in there and they had it on special offer. So we got Izzy a scooter, so I'm going to have to, my job now is going to be to set that up. There you go, Easy Rider. Off she goes. Alright, the barbecue is on, and there's rather a lot of meat here. Dinner's served, we've got a lot. We've got salad as well, coleslaw. She's got hers down here, Atlanta's got hers over here. Where's yours? Oh, there you go. We've got a lot of food. Isn't it funny? I started this video off with the secret of how to keep warm whilst camping, and it's like the hottest day ever. I think that's just completely me jinxing it, isn't it?
That's how to keep warm, go in the heat.
How to keep warm camping. Make a video about how to keep warm camping, and you can guaranteed it'll be absolutely baking hot. So we've just done all the washing up. They've got a lovely little washing up area over here. They've got hot water here, showers. Toilets are nice and clean and tidy, aren't they?
Yeah.
All good. So we're going to go back now and set the tent up for bedtime.
Over here, just through there.
And have some strawberries and tea.
Yeah, and maybe popcorn.
Oh, popcorn.
Ooh. Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm just going to set up the bedroom area. First things most important about being warm at night is to have a very good underlayer underneath you. So any cold that could be coming through from the ground. So a cheap inflatable mat is not going to keep you warm. Well, that's a butterfly. So I have this, the Van Gogh, where is it? It doesn't show you. It's called the Van Gogh Shangri-La, oh there you go, it's on the tin, the Shangri-La 10. So it's 10 centimetres deep. And it's got an R rating of 9.1, which means that it will keep you warm, 16 tog. And this is the double one, so it's got two vents. I'm now bleeding on the mat, that's not good. Right, it's not good, Atlanta. I've got a bleeding finger. I managed to cut myself with the knife earlier, so apologies for that. Right, I'm going to put a bandage around this and carry on blowing up the mat. It inflates itself, but if you want it nice and firm, you just put a couple of puffs of air in it, and then it's done. Then screw up the valve, and then you're ready. Then we're going to put the colour on top. Now, on top of the mat is what we actually sleep in. So this is the inner part of the tent, but we actually have an inner, what I call a cocoon. This is the Kura colour, which I need to pump up with the foot pump. Well, I'll just give you a little bit of foot pump action. It doesn't take a lot to get this, because you only got the 2 tubes basically of air to fill up. You just have to help it along its way. Once it gets to about there, you can actually just hold it up and then it starts to support itself. Try not to get blood on it. It's not easy one-handed. Oh, there we go. Up it pops. So I just put a few more puffs of air in that just to tighten it up, and then screw the valve up at the bottom there. You have one valve for that side to pump it up, and that side you unscrew underneath there to release the air. So that is the Crewer colour now fully up, and then inside there what I do is I put a double duvet from home, which I actually use as a sheet to lay on, and our pillows are at the back there. And then on top of that I put the sleeping bag, which I need to find. So I'll just show you outside of the tent. This is the Gogh Radiate. This is a single sleeping bag. You can get them in the double as well. And what you can actually do, this is actually a heated sleeping bag. So you can plug, where's the side? Oh, it's here. So inside here is a pocket with a USB lead that you plug into a power pack. And then you have a button on here with 3 different heat settings. And then it has 2 heated pads in the feet area, which gets hot. And let me just show you on here. So there's 10 tog, suitable to -1 to 18, 3-season double layer radiate sleeping. We've not actually had much need to use it yet. I think so far this season I've only used it once with the heater on. So what I do is when I'm with Atlanta, unzip it completely, and then it basically just turns into a double duvet, which then I'm going to lay on top of the duvet, and then we sleep under that. And then when you do up all of the colour, it is seriously warm inside there, even when it's cold inside. As soon as you get inside with your own body heat in there, it soon heats up, because basically you're sleeping inside a sleeping bag. For tonight, what I'm going to do is, because obviously it's warm tonight, keep the sides here pinned back, and we've got little toggles on them that you can, let me show you on there, toggle there, and that ties onto there, so I'll keep that pinned back. So Izzy's bed we have alongside, Atlanta sleeps here, and Izzy will sleep in this space inside here. She's got an inflatable bed, just a cheapy sort of one that I'm going to inflate now and put that up for Izzy to sleep on, and then she can be next to her mum. Now it's quite hard to film inside the colour, but inside here we've got an LED light hanging up. You've also got air vents, so there's one there at the top. It's just probably easier to show you from the outside. So there's one big air vent there, one big air vent there, and then on the back, if I push it down there, there's one big one there and one big one there. But you have got the option to cover them up, and you have also got a bit that just pokes in there that you velcro on, and pokes on there that you velcro, so you can either have them completely up, or you can have the velcro bit on to just leave like a bit of an air vent. So if it's really cold, you can do the air vents up, but obviously in terms of condensation you want to try and keep them open, although you don't really get condensation in here at all. I've not experienced much in the way of condensation. It's mainly that you start sweating because it gets so warm inside here, so I do tend to have the air vents open, although I do sometimes leave the side ones depending if it's a bit chilly. I'll leave the side ones down, but I certainly so far have never had a need to do up the top ones yet. You want to keep the fly, it's as interior fly screens as well. Where are they? No, they're here. So you want to keep your fly screens done up at all times to keep mosquitoes out, which also brings me on to Mosquito Spray, which I've got somewhere in the box here, which if you watch one of my previous vlogs, I got absolutely eaten by mosquitoes. So I constantly keep myself and the tent sprayed with mosquito spray to try and keep them away from us. So this is Izzy's cheap single bed that I'm pumping up. I see a lot of people using these. I think it was a tenner. Now my double self-inflating mat that is underneath the colour here, I think was 200 quid, the Van Gogh Shangri-La 10. And this one was 10 quid from Tesco's. Now don't be, let me just put the camera on me. Don't be fooled into buying a cheap 10 quid mat that you pump up. There is a very good reason that these are 10 quid. It's because they are a load of rubbish. And also, in terms of keeping warm, the cold air goes straight through the floor, and because in these you've basically got a big void of air, that just gets freezing cold. With the Van Gogh, the 200 quid job, you have a lot of foam. You've got memory foam in there, it's got layers inside there, and the cold cannot go through that foam, whereas this is basically just a balloon that you're sleeping on. And in terms of the comfort, the Shangri-La with the memory foam and everything, it's like sleeping on a memory foam mattress at home. Now the comfort with this is like sleeping on a bouncy castle, a cold bouncy castle. They're all very well in the summer, and for Izzy, who only weighs... How much does Izzy weigh? 2 and a bit stone. That is fine. She has a good night's sleep on it. And she's quite warm. Kids are warm anyway, they don't really feel the cold. For me, how old am I? 37. And how much do I weigh? 11 stone. 11 and a bit stone, or depending on after the barbecue, probably 11 and a half stone. And Atlanta, how much do you weigh? We won't answer that. Don't ask a girl how much she weighs. How old are you, Atlanta? 18. Yeah. So with us two fatties on it, and we feel the cold, we need a good mat. So that's the difference. Kids can get away with a cheap mat, but one thing I was always taught was never save money on your bed or your shoes, because you're always in one of them. It's worth spending money on shoes and good bedding, because you want a good night's sleep and a good pair of shoes. I think it was Muhammad Ali said that it's not the mountain that will get you, it's the stone in your shoe. If you think about it, it's very true. When I was a kid, a funny camping story. I used to go camping as a kid, and we were at Billing Aquadrome in Northampton. I was with my mum and dad, and we nicknamed them the football team from hell, because this group of young lads turned up. They had all new camping gear, which was these mats like this, and they, instead of having a foot pump, they had a 12-volt pump that the guy plugged into his car, and he plugged it in and plugged his inflating mat, and they went off and played football and started drinking, and just left the inflating mat going. And we were sat there, I think we were having a barbecue, and we were just watching this mat that he'd plugged into his cigarette lighter on his car, with the pump going and going and going. And we watch it getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until the mat turned into basically a football, a giant ball. And then eventually it exploded. And there was like, inside these mats, they have like talcum powder inside them because of the rubber. And it was like a mushroom cloud of like a nuclear bomb going off. And the noise of it, there was a guy across the lake. There was lakes at Billing Aquadrome, and he was fishing, and I think the old guy, and he nearly, his pacemaker went off, I think, and the fishing rod was straight out of the water when it's like, because it was like a bomb going off. So I'm not going to put too much air in, because we don't want a rerun of that. Oh, Izzy's back with our butterfly. And Atlanta's doing a little drawing of the campsite. Let's have a look at that. I'm just going to put a few more parts into here, and then we're done with the bedding. Let's have a look at your picture. Well, yeah, you've done.
This is the car.
Where?
Here.
Oh yeah.
That's the car, and that's the fence there.
Yeah.
And this is the grass.
What's
the
this?
Trees. That's my signature.
Oh yeah.
And this is
Can I
the
That is
your
really nice, actually. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's my fingers bleeding. Yeah.
We've
got nurses
still
here.
bleeding.
I think it's stopped. I just got to not knock it now.
My favourite bit's the car here. That's your
I wouldn't
car.
have noticed the car actually.
It
Yeah,
stopped.
car.
The bleeding stopped.
That's the sun through there. Earlier on, the moon was up here when I got here this morning.
Is that...
Have you got the popcorn open?
No, not yet.
No.
Aim for you.
Now, another thing in keeping warm, oh, I'm going to light the flamingos up soon, is your stove. So I'm going to make a green tea in a minute and eat my strawberries. And yeah, lovely. It's looking very snug in there. It's very cosy. Once you get in there, you do the zip up on the colour. You do the zip up on your main compartment when you haven't got Izzy with your all the zips. And yeah, then you're really cozy inside there. I've slept in there also on my own as well, which you can see on my vlogs before. And then I tend to just use the sleeping bag, the single sleeping bag, and actually get inside that and then do up all the zips as well. And then yeah, you're nice and toasty. I'm planning on camping until at least the end of September, and I'm thinking of trying to attempt going on a camp in October as well, because you sometimes do get reasonable weather in October. So I will see how cold it is and I will keep it vlogged on that. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I will stick to my... Yes, do you want to go camping in October?
No.
No. Okay. Izzy's not stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, make sure you hit like and subscribe and see me camping in October. What are you doing, getting another bin bag out?
Yeah. Can I get in bed now?
Okay, no, you can't get in bed yet. It's still sunny. It's still lovely out here. Yeah, we're going to enjoy the sunshine a little bit more because we're not going to get a lot more of it. Now we're into the first week of September. The weather's going to be bad soon. So we're sat outside here, munching on strawberries. I've got a green tea cooked in the stove. This is the OEX Hero. I was just thinking the other day, do you remember when I went and bought this? It's called the Hero. Does that say Hero? H-E-I? I never know how Hero is spelled. Hero? But basically you got your heater part at the bottom.
Look at this.
And then it boils water in, well, really quick, doesn't it? Like really quick. Or you can put a tin of soup in there. Oh, uh-oh, I just spilled water on myself. Or you can put soup in there or whatever you want. But when I bought it, it was about 45 quid, wasn't it? And you were like, what did you buy that for? Oh no, because I was going to buy one.
You were going to buy one that would be not buying that for 100.
No, I was going to buy the JetBoil, which is 100 quid. But I bought the OEX instead, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
But even though it's not really a stove, all it does is boils water or heats up a tin of soup. That's all I use it for.
So could I do macaroni cheese in it? The tinned one?
Yeah. But I use it for my huel, which is basically like for pot noodles, like using boiling water for any kind, but I use it for huel. And sometimes if we're at a site without hot water as well, one pot of that, because it holds, how many mils is it? Oops, I just spilt water. I spilt water on myself again. 0.6 of a litre. What's that in mils?
600 mils.
600 mils. How much is that in terms of half a litre or a litre?
Just over half a litre.
Just over half a litre of water.
6/10.
There you go.
2/3.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, mathematician. So if you need to like water for a wash or for your washing up,
3/5, sorry.
Okay, whatever.
Not 2/3.
Just boil up one of those, mix some cold water in with it, and jobs are good 'un basically. So we've been at sites with no hot water and it's been totally fine. And then it just goes onto the screw in. You just screw it onto the canisters. But these canisters last for a surprising amount of time, don't they?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you get a lot of boils out of each one.
Strawberries, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get on the strawberries because these two are scoffing. They're very nice strawberries, these ones from Asda, aren't they? They're delicious. Oh, we're now playing frisbee. Right, let me see if I can get it back to you then. Hang on a second. I'm going to try and film it and... Right, here we go. It's quite a distance. I'm going to get a bit closer. Right, here we go. Ready? Oh! Oh! Nearly.
Oh, ready?
Yeah. Yes. Perfection. Oops. Not bad.
Ready?
Yeah.
To bed?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was great. Thank you, darling. I've seen on Pitch Up some campsites have no frisbee allowed, which I can sort of see.
We have got a whole big field to ourselves.
Yeah. All right, should we finish up? Oh, I need a green tea.
Eyes. Okay.
So our flamingos are really lit up now.
I have to do your eyes then.
My
Close your
eyes? Okay.
Okay, one is good.
Okay.
Do the
You've
other
got the
one.
bright torch.
No,
I bought that the other day. That gives out a lot of light.
Where's the other one?
Wow, look at that. Good morning. Say good morning. Oops, sorry, my finger was. Good morning. So we had an early night, didn't we? It was only about 9 o'clock when I went to bed last night, wasn't it?
Yep.
I think we were all a bit tired, weren't we? We had a lovely evening running around on the field, didn't we?
Yep.
A nice scooter and frisbee and everything.
Mhm.
And then we had a little bit of a lay-in today till like 8:30, I think, wasn't it?
Yep.
Got up a couple of times in the night for a wee. And it was a really warm night last night, wasn't it?
Mm.
So I've made a video about how to keep warm at night. And basically it was about trying to keep cool last night because it was I don't know what time, early hours of the morning when I went outside, and it was lovely. It wasn't chilly at all. It was just that I could. Did you see the stars in the night? When did you go out?
No, only at half time with Izzy.
It was a clear sky, and that
me.
the stars were everywhere. Did you see the stars, Izzy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very clear night, but it was warm, wasn't it?
Even when I went this morning. It was warm.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of keeping warm in a tent, got any tips for keeping warm in a tent, Atlanta?
Get a colour.
Yes, get a colour, most importantly, crew a colour.
And do this.
Yep. Things that I wouldn't necessarily do. I wouldn't bother with a heater in a tent, would you, Atlanta?
No.
I think a heater's dangerous.
Yeah.
Unless you've got electric, and then maybe you could have an electric heater, a fan heater for in the morning. But I think in your actual sleeping compartment, you don't want to be messing around with, certainly don't mess around with gas because you can kill yourself. Or even a diesel heater or any of that sort of stuff. I just mainly concentrate on keeping warm with sleeping bags and your colour. And also, I mean, if it gets really hot, really cold, you can also put your thermals on. Socks are good. You wear socks sometimes, don't you, Atlanta?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yep, socks. You've got your fluffy socks, and even a woolly hat, especially if you've got no hair like me. That'll help. So they're my tips for keeping warm whilst camping. But like I say, I'm going to do some more camping in the next month or two, hopefully up until the end of October maybe. So stay liked and subscribed to the channel. And yeah, what we're doing today?
We're going to go to Bournemouth.
Potentially Bournemouth, we shall see.
What about park?
They have parks in Bournemouth. Nice park in Bournemouth, actually, on the seafront. Yeah, so I'm going to get up now, have some brekkie. I'm showered and ready for the day ahead. We're going to pack up the tent, or I'm going to pack up the tent. It's now 7 minutes past 10. Let's see how long it takes. It's going to be a hell of a pack up because it's a real mess in there. Lots of stuff to tidy away, and I've got to put it all in the bags properly and pack the car nicely. We're going to head off to Swanage as soon as it's packed up and see my friend Jamie Riding, who's going to be there. He's a fellow Punch and Judy man and Panto Dame. He lives in Bournemouth. We were going to go to Bournemouth, but he's in Swanage today. He's going on the steam railway, so we're going to go and see Jamie, and he's with his friend. I've never actually been to Swanage before, so that'll be nice. Bye bye tent, see you in the bags. I should play the song Rollin', 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 Rollin'. Yes, I've got my belly out, Izzy. So yeah, because basically it's a lot of rolling to put tents away. Oh no, my finger's bleeding again as well. That's not good. Right, that's not going to make things good. All right, it is now, let's just do a time check. It is now 11 o'clock. So basically we started at 7 minutes past 10. I reckon about 50 minutes because we've been done a few minutes, haven't we? I've just been and washed my hands, and I also made a coffee as well. So that wasn't too bad at all. Bearing in mind, absolutely everything was out in the tent and it was a real mess, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we're now going to head off to Swanage. So we'll be there by midday. That's good, isn't it? We've made it to Swanage. So what's your first impressions of Swanage, Atlanta? Very beautiful place, isn't it?
We just walked out. So.
Yeah, just by
That seems pretty.
the pier, yeah. Yeah, I've never been here before.
Yeah,
So
it's rare for them.
It is rare thing for me to have not been to somewhere in the south. Well, mind you, Devon and Cornwall's not really my area either. I don't know anywhere around there either, really. But normally, like anywhere around the sort of southeast. This is getting on a bit far west for me, really. I don't really go west country. It's not my neck of the woods. You're not really a west country girl either, is he? I'm more southeast. But we're enjoying it so far. It's very nice here. I can't get the car to lock, unfortunately. I had this the other day. I put a new battery in on my key fob. Yeah, that's the here, there, yeah. Put a new battery in on my key fob, and it seems to have eaten it again. So I'm going to have to go and buy a new battery and try and do that again. But I'm sure I'll be able to get one in the town somewhere. So in the museum here, they have got Punch and Judy puppets. It says, would like to thank Annie Hollingshead for the loan of the puppets as used by Professor Pete Jaggard in the 1980s. So we've got Joey the Clown, Toby the Dog, Crocodile, Mr. Punch, very Indian looking Mr. Punch, that one, isn't he? Big head.
Yeah.
And Judy as well. Nice though. What is it? Is that a devil down there?
Yeah.
Policeman, baby. There's a sign here as well, you can't really see, can you? Shows 12, 2:30, 4 o'clock. Adults and children £1. A few bits and bits. Nice, isn't it? There's some bits there. Lovely. Now we've come down and found Joe's Punch and Judy show. He's actually doing shows today. 1:45 and 4 o'clock. Just because the weather's so good still, even though a lot of the kids will be back at school. There's a few kids around, so
yeah,
I guess he might get an audience. And there it is, the Swanage Punch and Judy show. Well, I've been fancying fish and chips for the whole trip, really, haven't I?
Yeah.
So we've come to the Parade Fish and Chip shop, which has got good reviews. It's right on the seafront here in Swanage. And I've gone for cod chips, mushy peas. Atlanta's got sapaloy with cheesy chips and sharing with Izzy Witty. I'm gonna tap in. I've got my battery for my keys, so I can now lock my car. And we came for a little look up at the steam railway or vintage railway that they've got here. Seems to be very popular. I don't know how far it goes. I get the feeling it goes a bit of a distance. But yeah, it's very good, isn't it?
And there's lots of people getting on the bus to Bournemouth. Have a look with the Weymouth.
Oh yeah, with the topless bus. We've come to watch the Punch and Judy. We've got ice cream, or we've eaten the ice cream. And I got cream soda as well. We went to, was it Budgeon's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Budgeon.
Yeah. Top tip, always get your ice cream from the supermarket. I've got to pay £6 to watch the Punch and Judy show. Sad times. Comes. My friend Jamie Riding is on the train, fellow Punch and Judy man. And look at this. This is pretty impressive. This is very impressive. Wow, look at that. How about that?
There he is.
Where? Ah. I missed him. Walking back to the car and we bumped into David, who subscribes on YouTube, so there you go. And we just got off the, well, just didn't get off the train, but we've just seen Jamie get off the train at the station back there. Just walking back to the car now. I bet when the sea comes right in here, I bet it must come up and touch these buildings. Oh, it probably does, hence why there's sandbags there. So that concludes the vlog. So it was supposed to be a vlog on how to keep warm camping. I think that went down.
It's very warm.
Turned into a trip to Swanage. Was it Weymouth I showed as well? Yeah, I don't know, I forgot. We've had a busy couple of days, haven't we? Yeah, I think it's like 26, 27, wasn't it today?
Yeah.
Izzy's in the back there.
Gatwick, look at this. Gatwick.
By the way, today's word.
29 degrees.
29, wow. Well,
I didn't use my scooter.
You did use your scooter last night. Anyway, today's word should be, I think, steam, because the steam train scared Izzy at the end, didn't it, when it was letting off steam, didn't it, Izzy?
So if you're new here, comment it down below.
Steam
so
or train. Yeah, so we know
video.
you've watched it. Yep, leave a comment, steam or train. And yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon with another video.
And to me.
Oh yes, subscribe to Atlanta Delivers.
What about me?
You haven't got a YouTube channel, have you, Izzy?
I'm your mum, so Atlanta Delivers.
If you subscribe to Mummy, then they'll see you, won't they?
No, not on my YouTube.
Sometimes.
On my TikTok.
TikToks, yeah. Or TikTok. Ben Bamboozle TikTok. Atlanta Delivers TikTok. Ben Bamboozle Instagram. Atlanta Delivers Instagram. There we go. See you later, everybody.
Bye.